How we doing, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an awesome week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, check me out. I'm back, and that's because you keep coming back with those likes and shares. You're keeping this soul tribe growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 6th through the 12th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with that being said, let's jump into it. Oh, you see that transition, Taurus? I tell you, it's good to be back. Gems are happy, elated. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to represent some future outcomes you might be considering. The bottom left is going to be whatever perspectives you're thinking about in relationship to the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right is going to be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are so cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Taurus this week? Let me get your cards pulled, and then we will jump into it. Okay. Oh, there you are, girl. We gotta stop doing that. I mean, I say that, but I really, the Empress and I, I tell you, we're the most when we're together. It's really is something else. We'll try to keep it under control, Taurus. Okay. Alrighty, let me get these cards pulled, and we will get right to it. Oh, excuse me. Did I say get these cards pulled? Taurus, let me get myself together. Get these cards together. You just sit back. I promise we're almost there. Okay. 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 All right. Big energy, Taurus. So, for the nature of your problem this week, we have the Lust card here. And then the cards that came along with it are the Prince of Wands. And do I really need to? I mean, we already had your introduction, girl. Come on. We can't make this all about you. Because right now, the nature of your problem is the Lust card. And with I feel like this being the nature of your problem this week, I feel like this is, some of you are being called to do something. I mean, that's really, maybe it's got you, I feel like this is something big that you're getting ready to take on, Taurus. Something new is coming on the horizon, and I feel like it's calling upon you to really tap into your strength there, tap into your courage, because that's what the Lust card is. It's a card of courage. It's initially, or originally the Lust card in like traditional kind of tarot, but yeah, this is a card of strength, a card of vitality, of your life force. Of could also be. I normally don't do like love readings per se, but it could be also could represent like a great love affair. So keep that in mind too if you got some love. But I really feel like with this one here, this is more so kind of asking for some that. You're really being asked to step up this week, and really in a way that I feel like might be just a little bit out of your realm. You know, it's calling upon some bigger energy than I think you're used to tapping into, and that's fine. You know, but I do also feel like with it being here as well, it's showing that you have it, because we all have it. You know, when we need to rise to the occasion and get and tap into that lion strength, because this is Leo's card. You know, this is we all have that in us. It may come out in different versions. You know, so don't never compare yourself to others. Maybe with whatever this is that's coming up, you know, you could use it as a way, maybe if this is something that's outside of your realm, you know, whether it be a project, whether it be a business, maybe you're getting ready to, maybe it's asking someone out on a date, you know, whatever that is for you, know, whatever this call to courage is, which I'm not sure why you need to look up. So, hold on, stay with me, Taurus. On the project and the business aspect of things, maybe if you're not sure how to do something, or you need a little more knowledge, looking up some things, check out some YouTube stuff, check out some books, some however you digest information, figure out maybe some ways that you can emulate these people, so that it makes tapping into the strength and kind of making it your own a little bit easier. um, and then you know what? I'll talk about love for like a half a second, because with this one too, maybe it's if you're worried about that courage, about asking that certain someone out, or because I'm not sure why that would be even be brought up. So we'll talk about it. Um, don't give it too much pressure. It's one of those things. If your heart's feeling it, if it's one of those things, if it's you'll know if it's right, and that's just in regards to the love thing. But for either way, calling upon my prince, my girl. I love both my girls are here. What is happening? Look at that. You have such great support, Taurus. Because the Princess of Wands, girl, what's good? The Princess of Wands, for either, so whatever the situation is, this is, if you need some good energy to tap into, to hit the, to really get into this lust card, man, Princess of Wands is definitely one to call upon. Because she's my card of tenacity, of audacity. She's just, I love her. Every time, she's persistent. She's never the type that, if you've had the Princess of Wands in the past, or done any kind of cross watching, our relationship really has evolved. We at first, I was just always talking about her hat, where your clothes are, wake up, kitty, come on. We had a lot of things coming up, but you know what she did? Every day she showed up. She brought that strength, brought it. Strength, and I mean every day. Every time I did a reading, girl was just like, okay, you feel this way about me? Well, watch this, watch this, watch this. And that's what Princess of Wands does. And I feel like that's what you're going to need to do, Taurus. You're going to need to rise up to the occasion. It might feel uncomfortable, might get some nerves, kind of those butterflies in your stomach, but relax. It's all good, because if it's something that you're really excited about, that you're passionate about, that let that take over. Try to find a way to channel, if we're feeling any kind of nerves or anything like that, really kind of channel. Let's figure out a way to kind of channel that nervous energy into that confidence. It's one of those things. Maybe you'll have like a rocky start, but it's sometimes you just like need to just do it. Take that first step, and then as you go, you'll see that growth that just happens naturally. It's one of those things, you really start getting a groove, and then before you know it, you've come into your Empress energy, and you're looking back like, what was I nervous about? Psh, look at that. Look how you've evolved. We went from a Princess of Wands, and now we're a full-blown Empress. And that's exactly what you are. And you know what? This is your ruler, Taurus, Venus. So look at, I wasn't, wow. Thank you. And see, this is why I love it. This is what I'm talking about, Taurus. You have such good support, whether it be on the card side, or you know what? Maybe this could be, this could be signifying too. Lean into your support system. Maybe you need someone to just kind of give you a little pick-me-up, someone to root you on, a cheerleader. And you know what? If that's why you came here, all of us are rooting for you, Taurus. Taurus, Taurus. Yeah, because you got it. You absolutely got it. Let me tell you what the Empress is actually about. The Empress is about, she's just as bossy as the Emperor, bringing that really big energy. She is also a card of self-care, my card of self-care, because she's about beauty. Also a card of good fortune, too. So this could be a thing, when you're getting ready to rise up to this thing. I'm feeling really good about it. If you're feeling good about it, I absolutely say trust that, because the Empress is here. Your girl's here. She's not just my girl. Honestly, this is more your girl than my girl, because this is Venus, and you gotta trust Venus. She's not gonna lead you wrong. Ain't that right, girl? That's right. You know what? Let's talk about some future stuff here. Let's start over here, Taurus, because keep that courage going, because we got the Seven of Wands here, the Seven of Cups, and the Princess of Swords. Look at you, so regal, all these princesses. Ooh, we got a queen here. I love it. But with the Seven of Swords here, I love this card too, because if you weren't really thinking that the lust card was telling us to get our courage, this is doubling down on that, because this is exactly that. You know, this is being that card of rising up to the occasion. And it can also be too, you know, if this is something that you know, maybe it's getting ready to lead up, you have like some events leading up to this big moment. Enjoy the small victories along the way, because that's another thing with this card, is appreciating, you know, what, however the victories come. You know, if you're getting up every day and showing up and, you know, showing out, that's half the battle right there. The rest of the stuff is going to come. So I really do feel like, you know, making sure to keep showing up for yourself, because with this card here, you know, if you, I look at it this way, you know, underneath here you got the Six of Wands. Everything is balanced underneath here, but you have this one, so you have this one wand in the middle here that's kind of throwing the energy off. That seems to be like impeding this harmonious energy going on behind you. Because this originally back here, this is the setup for the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is about that balance, that victory, that win. And what I like to talk about this wand is that this can represent us. This can represent us getting in our way, you know, stopping something, you know, that you got all the stuff right here, Taurus. You are more than ready. You absolutely got this. You just gotta feel that. And that might be what's going on here with this Seven of Cups here. Because the Seven of Cups is normally it's a card of debauchery, you know, kind of checking in our emotional state. Are there any things, any kind of like toxic behaviors, toxic people, anything that's like sullying our cups, you know, and making it so that we can't achieve our greatest thing. And honestly, it could be maybe that fear, because I'm not really getting an addiction type of feel from this energy. You know, if that is something that's resonating with you, then absolutely. If you're gonna, before you can even really get this started, then I'm really gonna emphasize that self-care aspect here. That's only if we're in. That's gonna only resonate with some. But if we are dealing with some like more toxic behaviors, I definitely say take this time, use this strength. Let's put in some self-care so that we can keep our Princess of Wands every day. Keep that Princess of Wands energy up. But I am more so leaning towards with this card that it's more of that fear, you know, that fear of failure, you know, that what if I don't get this, you know, what if this doesn't go as I planned, what if I make a fool of myself, the what ifs, you know, that's really what I'm feeling with this Seven of Cups energy. And that stuff too, that sort of mentality can sully your cups. It can get to this place where it makes it so that you don't take as big of a risk as you should. And it's not to say to not be to not be practical, if that makes sense. You know, I want you to make sure that you're feeling secure in this decision and where you're pouring, because this is big energy here. Lust card. This is one of the I think it's the strongest card in the major arcana. So you're tapping into a lot. So I completely understand if we're feeling a little apprehensive about where we want to be, where we want to pour this thing. It absolutely makes sense. If anything, good one on you. I also want to make sure that we're not letting that impede our growth and really let that let that stop us from embracing new opportunities, because that's where the Princess of Swords is coming in with this. Because my Princess of Swords is a card of super smart. You know that, Taurus. You know that it's and I mean super smart. I'm saying like both of you both of you are very smart in this, not just her. Very smart, but can tend to get lost in like destructive logic, to get lost in these fears, in this and even in this addiction and stuff, if it's gone that far. But I'm more so getting a fear with this. You know, she can get in this head of, well, what if this doesn't happen, what if this doesn't happen, and then she's like rejecting everything. She doesn't want to deal with it, and then we get into, it's just where we're just like stagnating, where we're just becoming our own worst enemy. And that's not what I feel like, you know, that's what this energy wants. This is just like letting you know, just like if you've been feeling that way, it's time to, might be time to just step out of your way, take a step to the side, trust yourself, you know, trust that intuition, because you got it. You got all this stuff right here. There's no need, you know what, that's kind of nice. Hold on. Let's get over to this right hand side here. Because you got the Five of Swords here, you have the Ace of Swords, and then you got the Knight of Swords. Sword City. Wow, Sword City. It's fine, because this is just showing that we're in our head. All these swords have to deal with intellectual matters. And so with this five of swords here, I really am feeling that it's kind of talking about what I was talking about over here. You know, we're getting this place. Well, what if this doesn't happen? What if I do this? You know, then it's getting to that defeatist mentality. And you know what? This could also be too. Maybe we've had letdowns in the past. You know, maybe we've had, you know, where this is, you know, if anything, you're probably like, well, Justin, this is justified because I had X fall out of place, you know, a while back. Not doing that again. And I agree. Don't do that again. Take your lesson that you learned from that, and whatever this new thing that you're pouring into, do that. You know, do that one thing that'll make it different. You know, that's gonna make this thing succeed. Because exactly, you know, see how that mentality shift just happened? Because we just went from letting that be a defeat, and now you just, this is what I'm talking about. Where with these cards, these are strengths waiting to be discovered. These aren't bad cards. These aren't, you know, I call them my mindfulness cards, because they really just they're, and look at all this. Hold on. Did I not say that Venus was here for you? You got Venus and Scorpio over here. You got Venus. Who's this? Venus and Aquarius. Yes, Venus and Aquarius over here. Or is this, no, Aquarius? Venus and Aquarius over here. My point is, Venus is on your side. You know, you have this support, Taurus. You have this, and I really am feeling for some. I keep saying support. I am feeling that, you know, some of you, if we're not. Some of you really just might need that confidence booster, and I'm there for, you know what, I keep talking about the support. I'm right here. We're right here. Taurus, don't look that far. If you don't have access to your people right now, you're in a safe space. Got it. I got you. And so does the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is my card of, this is, again, now, because we're getting really specific now, I feel like, with this energy. I'm really getting with this card here. This is my card of having that strength to meet adversity. You know, that this is that invoked powers, the root of the powers of air. So this is like having that know-how, knowing that you are strong, that you are the Empress, and that, you know, that bringing that Queen of Wands energy. You know, and not just, oh, excuse me, Princess. Look, I've already elevated you to a queen. Like, look at that, Taurus. You are Taurus. And let's talk about this Knight of Swords for a second. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but he's gonna help me. He's gonna help me bring it over here, because depending on where the Knights are facing, it's either can be the coming of energy for you to get ready to utilize, or if they're facing away, you getting ready to go out and get it. Take out that Lust card and get it. Now, he was facing towards the nature of your problem, which I feel like is good, because you're getting that clarity. You know, he's very, I feel like when he's coming towards you, you know, this is that enlightenment, that insight that you were waiting for, that hint from the universe, like, should I do this? Is this going to be worth my time? Am I going to fail? All of this. Knight of Swords is just like, we're not going to overthink these things. We've learned. He did what we just did. We learned from our mistakes right here. We took that 5 of disc, and now we're going to go out and try it again. The one thing I will say with the Knight of Swords is that he has a tendency to not be reflective. You know, he's the type that once he, you know, he might be the type that's like, man, I think I got what I can from this lesson and going. And then when he gets there, it's like, oh, something might happen. It may not be quite what he thought, and then he gets into this place where he can't make a decision. It's a whole chaotic mess, and then we're Princess of Swordsing again. So I will say, with this Knight of Swords, take that clarity as it comes to you, but make sure that we're reflecting in all of this, so that when we go out here, we're not repeating this 5 of Swords energy again. You know, we're taking the lessons that were meant to come from there, and growing from that. And really, Empress, just Empress all day, Taurus. Come on, because look at where your head's at. Look where your head's at. And I feel like this is just now that we're dealing with these things. Success. We got 6 of disc here. We have Ace of Cups and the universe. What? Come on, Taurus, that is great. Because first off, let's talk about the fact that, this is the moon in Taurus. The moon is exalted in Taurus. Taurus? Come on. And then success on top of that. And spoiler alert, there's a full moon going on in, oh my goodness. You know what, Taurus, hold on. Okay. Because Success. Six of disc, because now the energy's changing. Six of disc. This is about getting it. This is about getting that win that we were looking for. And you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest win, because remember, we're appreciating the small victories along the way. So wins in whatever form that they're coming. We're looking for confidence boosters right now. If we're winning, we're heading in the right direction, because you know where that's going to get you to? This Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups is about productivity. It's about fertility. So it could be too if we're looking for, if we're expecting or looking to do some little baby making, great time. If we're not, watch out. But not to scare you. But mainly, the Ace of Cups, really with these aces in general, I think I mentioned the root of whatever element they are. So swords, root of air, cups, root of water. And cups have to do with emotional matter. So this is like you're getting the biggest fulfillment from this. And I feel like what better way? Okay, if we're not sure, do you feel Ace of Cups when you are getting ready, when you think about this thing? Is when you, because I feel like that's going to be one of the easiest ways to do it. Do you feel that sense of fulfillment? Does it excite you? Do you Princess of Wands thinking about Acing of Cups? That's where I feel like your head needs to be. Well, your head is obviously there, but this is where we need to make sure our head's at. If our head's not there, let's get it there. Is this going to fill your cup? Because once we get that, look at what happened here. The universe, the clarity that you needed, the clarity that you wanted, that you can kind of you're getting to that bigger picture, because that's exactly what the universe is. This is getting to that finish line, getting to that realization, that we've persevered, we were patient, we were, oh my goodness, you overcame adversity. I mean, just Taurus, you're on a roll. You're on a roll, and that's what this universe is about. This is about going in and going to take that win. And if you don't believe me, let's come on, bring it home, higher self. Let's look what your higher self has to say. Got 5 of Wands here. Excuse me, not too many cups. 9 of Cups. Well, you know what? Technically 10 with this one, but 9 of Cups in this instance. And then the Queen of Disc. Love it. Now, your higher self understands. Let me preface. Your higher self understands how frustrating this can feel, because the 5 of Wands is a card of frustration. This is a card of, we might be, because we've been feeling that frustration, that strife, that it's leading to us, maybe we're just been a lot of internal, we've been Princess of Swords, and that's, I feel like your higher self is trying to let you know, like, don't let this get you down. Don't let this get you frustrated. This past stuff, because you saw how Taurus, you learned this problem. We tackled that so elegantly. I don't even, come on. This is where we need to get, this is where your higher self wants you to be at. It wants you to get you where you're happy. Finding that thing. Another thing, when we're doing this thing, is this making you happy? That's, and I'm not saying that to diminish the nature of your problem. But I will say it can be sometimes it's just as simple as, what is this making me feel? Is this making me feel defeated? Is this making me, am I feeling toxic in this? Is this not making me feel emotionally well? Am I knocking gems over? Like, what is this? Are we really aggressive right now? Or are we are we full of, is this bringing me a lot of love, a lot of enjoyment? Am I ecstatic every day getting up? Am I confident in this pride when am I this? Are we this, Taurus? Because if we are this, I never would tell you what to do, but I would at least say, let's look into it. Did I tell you what the 9 of Cups is about? If you didn't get it, because that was what the 9 of Cups is about, this happiness here. And then you can take that and go ahead and conquer this, whatever this looks like for you. Because the Queen of Disc, I love, what a great ending. Because the Queen of Disc, when you look out here, every time when I talk about her, when she's looking out at this field, she's not looking at it. She may have she may have had she may have had disappointments in the past. It happens to the best of us. 7 of Cups, 5 of Swords, this stuff, She's been through it, been there, done that, knows how to deal with it because she has lofty plans. She's going to take this whole field out here. She's going to pour all this Venus love and nurturing stuff, and she's going to pour out this in there and make it flourish. And that's what I feel like you're going to do, Taurus. And you know what? Let's go ahead, and I think that's a good place to switch back over. But yeah, that's where last thoughts on this. You know, I feel like ultimately, if this is giving you that feeling of fulfillment, of happiness, of just joy, you know, why not? Because that's what Queen of Discus has. You know, just why not? You know, let's just give it a try. You may not necessarily have to go like full on in it. Figure out how you can kind of like test the water. Start off small. Take those baby steps, and when you'll know when the time is right. And when you do, go out, get that universe. What a lovely tale, Taurus. I hope that resonated with you all. Yeah, because this was really nice. But either way, be sure to, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share, do all the YouTube things. And to get a better understanding of yourself, while we're trying to rise up and find our courage, check your moon, check your rising. And this week we're checking our North Node. Justin, what is a North Node? I'll tell you, because it came up in Celestial News Weekly. So, I'm letting everyone know that I actually have two things to tell you, but I am letting everyone know that I am gonna keep the energy for Celestial News Weekly, but I think I'm running out of like hands. I need to grow like 4 more arms to be able to do anything possibly unique. I feel like one of those these people. And I know and that's why I don't do that. I have planes crashing all over the place. But I also too, before we get into really jump into the news, I wanted to say too, because I'm really feeling a shift in the energy here, and I might be reading into too much into it, but I like to feel that I feel like you all are maybe starting to trust me more. The energy has been a lot smoother here lately, so and I want you to know that I'm feeling that. I feel all of this coming at me, and I appreciate that for letting me in. So thank you. Now, Taurus, we need to get into the news because I really was about to talk about the news in your reading because that made, first thing, there is a full moon, total full moon lunar eclipse. Try saying that 10 times fast. And I will for you because, listen, the stars are aligning. Because I was just talking about this with really with everyone with Cancer too. And only because that's our ruler. But the moon is going to be all that is going to be happening in the sign of Taurus. You got, like I was saying, the moon, where'd it go? When I was geeking out over this, because when I said this is the moon in Taurus, the moon is literally going to be in Taurus on the 8th. Great stuff, Taurus. I'm not necessarily saying that the 8th is like well, you know what? Yes, I am, because the full moon represents release and manifestation, so I absolutely am. I mean, if we're looking for a time to maybe start, I'm not necessarily saying like you have to start on this date, but I definitely think we should start taking steps towards it because utilize the most of this energy because just full moons in general just mean the releasing and manifestation of energy. You throw an eclipse on it, it's going to throw some curveballs while we're dealing with this. So maybe these fears and things, this is big. I feel like this is that might be why we're feeling a little nervous, taking like apprehensive steps just because maybe some shockers have been some warning signs have come at us, but you know if something's not feeling right. And just I feel like with this going on in this time, things might be coming on real fast, really quickly. But don't let that pressure you. I feel like as long as you have a game plan, coming into this thing, that might be something too. If it's something that you haven't written down yet, get it from because this is what helps me sometimes if I'm just trying to get my thoughts and make them concrete. Just putting them on paper. Putting them down, put them on a laptop. Just something that the manifestation is happening. We've put it out there. It's not just in here anymore. It's out there. That's the first step. We just bam, little bit of manifestation and just build off of that. Um, One more thing. This is going to be the moon is going to be in the 11th house while this is while this is all going down. So there might be some challenges with like your goals, your objectives, and maybe even with your friends and like where you fit in groups. There might be just a little bit of tension there. You trying to navigate through that realm, but I I really am feeling good about this week for you, Taurus. I feel like if you make the most of this energy that's coming through, because that's beautiful and like, can I say it again? A total full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus where it's exalted. Come on, Taurus. I get chills every time I say it. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the North Node, because the reason I brought up the North Node is that it's kicking it within. It's everything is in your sign right now. All this big stuff is in your sign while it's going down. So I love that. And the North Node is about. It indicates it's about our goals. It's referred to as the Dragon's Head, which is sick. The South Node, which is opposite to it, is known as the Dragon's Tail, which I'll probably talk about next week. But the North Node indicates work that needs to be done in this lifetime. Any new faculties that we might need to pick up, any new skills that we might need to apply in this lifetime. Because, for example, my North Node's in Capricorn, so my South Node is in Cancer, but where was I going with that? But this is something like it's something to keep in mind, because my goals are in my opposite sign, the sign that's opposite from me. So it's one of those things. It's like, and I can't lean on my Cancer role. I gotta get out of my Cancer role here. Being I hope that makes sense. It's a lot. Let me just focus on the North Node. Just basically with that, it's just check into that, because this might help you to give you a clear direction on where you want to go. If it's just been seeming kind of vague, this could just provide a new, fresher perspective to things. Maybe add something to the slide, and you're like, oh, I never thought I would want to apply these skills. Yeah, let's go do that. Test it out, Taurus. We'll see how it is. Now, some more moon stuff, because I thought I'd talk about, with all this big lunar event going on, especially for you, Taurus. I love talking about Void of Course. Apparently, and Void of Course is just a period of time when the moon kind of wanders between while it's transitioning from sign to sign. The time usually lasts less than a day, but it's a good time for just kind of recharging your batteries, maybe doing some meditation, some introspection. And it's also a time too, if you have any like big decisions to make, or anything along those lines, meetings, whatever. It's a time that, not to say, because it doesn't rule, astrology stuff, it doesn't rule your life, but pay attention to it during voids of courses. It's one of those things where plans have a tendency to, not necessarily, they could fall through, but they might be susceptible to change too. There's a lot of waffling in this time. We're not quite sure what's up, what's down, what we want to do with our lives right now. So I definitely say, and let me tell you the times, because the moon is doing this every 2.5 days. The moon is busy, but on the 9th, when it transitions, it'll transition from Taurus to Gemini, and that'll start at 6 o'clock, from 6 a.m. to 7:36 a.m. So about an hour and a half. And then on the 11th, it's going to be from 4:28 p.m. to 6:21 p.m. So about almost a little under 2 hours. So not too long, nothing crazy, but definitely just something to keep in mind while we're going into all this stuff. All right, got some aspects, and I'm going to get your surprise card and get you out of here. First thing, the sun is conjunct with Mercury, and this is a good time when kind of like a light is kind of shined on all of our mental processes, because you got the sun shining all that light, and the Mercury is about our communication, our wit, all that good stuff. And this is a good idea. It's a good idea to Oh, and how appropriate. It's at its exact position on the 8th. So I'm getting the signs are pointing towards the 8th, Taurus. Take it as it resonates. But it's an ideal time for scheduling meetings, conversations, negotiations, contracts. And you know what? I talk about something I'm going to start doing with these aspects. I talk about my gem friends all the time. But let me tell you how they can kind of help assist in this with this energy. Good old sunstone, good old quartz. That'll definitely help assist with this energy of sun conjunct with Mercury. Now, you have Mercury is going to be in opposition with the North Node. Right, because that can happen too. Space is amazing. And during this time, it's going to be, you might feel, oh, I love this. The news has been so relevant. Thank you, news. This can be a time of, where you're kind of in that, you're really in like your original thinking. I feel like you're coming up with some great ideas, and maybe it seems like things haven't been quite lining up. You're trying to pitch these ideas, but people are like, you're super excited, and everyone's like, but what about this? Have you considered that? Oh, I wouldn't do it in this time. We have, X, Y, Z. It's gonna seem like maybe you're having, you're kind of out of sync with the world, and we're having trouble, getting our ideas off the ground. But I feel like this is just a time. It's just like how I say at the beginning, take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Do that with criticism too. I feel like when people, sometimes criticism can come across as harsh, but I don't think people necessarily mean it to come across like that. And sometimes it could be just how we're hearing it too. So it is one of those things. If you're not sure, get some clarification. And then again, there's no need to, we don't need to feel, because I know I sometimes too, at least I used to be very, I don't like criticism, but sometimes I take it a little too much to heart. So I feel like it's just one of those things. Just take what resonates with you. And there's nothing offensive with that. There's no need for an argument. You're just like, okay, yeah, no, I got my nuggets from there. Thank you. And then a good one to assist that energy, good old quartz. Quartz is busy. Quartz is holding us together. I just got this not too long ago. Love this little guy. Lastly, Venus is going to be squared with Saturn. And that's going to be a time where issues with relationships are going to be brought up, and more so in a sense of like who to let in and who to open up to. It's a really good time to set up some boundaries. Maybe reestablish some things if we haven't been feeling. If this no, that's not a good example. I'm just a little petty. If we have some people, maybe that's not necessarily. I don't want to label people toxic, because toxicity is just something that I feel like we're just going through in a moment. Sometimes it's just like how I say with the hangman, some people just like to take the long way. Everyone's journey is different. But if we do have some relationships maybe that are lowering our vibration, maybe it's a good time to just kind of not necessarily cutting you out of your, because not even necessarily like pushing you out of your life, but I'm gonna put you at arm's length for a second. Help you deal with your thing, and then if you need me, hit me up. I got you, but make sure that you're in a good place. I'm making sure I'm in a good place, so that something healthy, and productive can come from this. So, and a good thing too, I don't have these here yet. 2 more friends I need to make, but some crystals to help assist with that would be maybe some opal or some onyx. Definitely go for that. So yeah. I like that, Taurus. Hopefully that resonated with you. Let me go ahead and get your surprise card here. Nice. The art card. Manifest it, Taurus. I love it. Whatever you're trying to do, manifest it. I feel like now, if you've been planning for this for a long time, because this is it can be a card of like making a plan making maneuvers after calculated decisions, a lot of planning, a card of manifestation. This is my thing. It's like, if the Lovers is the alchemical marriage, then this is the honeymoon. This is the time where we're creating stuff, where we're taking all this love and everything, and we're pouring it into something new. We're pouring all this lust card, this Empress energy, the 6 of discs, this Ace of Cups. We're pouring all of that. We're Queen of Disking. go go out there and manifest some stuff, Taurus. I really feel like this is a good time for you to just start creating stuff, especially with it being Mars retrograde too. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that last week, where it's like where it's everything. Sometimes we might be in this place where we're destroying stuff, but in all that destruction, we can create so much. So yeah, I hope that resonates with you. Um, Stay safe out there, Taurus. Keep raising that vibration. Go manifest some greatness. And I'll stop rocking this camera, and I will catch you on the next one later.